From trains packed with people to trucks defying gravity, witness the world's most overloaded vehicles and the extremes of human ingenuity. This jaw-dropping image shows the unmatched hustle of Indian railways. Passengers cling to the train's sides, sit on the roof, and even stand precariously on the front. It's not just transportation, it's survival. This chaotic yet fascinating scene captures the sheer determination of its commuters. Here's another stunning display of how Indian trains push the boundaries of possibility. Every inch is claimed, whether on the roof, the sides, or the steps. It's more than a commute, it's a way of life. Remarkably, this isn't rare but a daily reality for millions braving the rails to reach their destination. What's next? This overloaded truck is a masterpiece of audacity and balance. Stacked sky-high with sacks, it wobbles precariously as it navigates urban roads. One wrong move could spell disaster, but drivers here are no strangers to such feats. It's a daring display of ingenuity, but how far can it push its limits? Let's find out in the next jaw-dropping scene. This overloaded tricycle is a marvel of human grit and determination. Cardboard, bags, and goods tower above the rider, threatening to topple at any moment. With one pushing and the other pedaling, they make teamwork look effortless. It's ingenuity on wheels, proof that where there's a will, there's a way. Packed with cheerful passengers, this boat seems to defy the laws of physics. There's barely an inch of space left as it glides across the water. While the mood is joyful, one can't help but wonder, how much is too much? These brave riders trust the river and their captain, hoping for a safe journey. But just how far can they stretch their luck? This photo seems like a scene from a nightmare, or perhaps a daring attempt to defy nature itself. A ship overflowing with passengers leans dangerously close to a cascading drop. Was this a celebratory cruise gone wrong or an overconfident captain pushing the limits? Either way, the sheer number of people packed on board is mind-boggling. Could this moment have truly happened? Or is it just a visual trick? Whatever the answer, it leaves us on edge, literally. In the Philippines, scenes like these aren't rare. They're part of everyday life. Whether it's school children perched on the roof or passengers hanging onto the back, jeepneys defy every definition of capacity. These vehicles carry not just people but also their goods, dreams, and resilience. It's chaotic, colorful, and utterly Filipino. Every ride tells a story, and this vibrant tradition keeps the nation moving. This overloaded car at a gas station is a snapshot of ingenuity meeting necessity. Passengers perch on the roof and cling to the sides, while the vehicle itself groans under the weight of goods and people. In many parts of Africa, this is a daily reality, a testament to making the most out of every available ride. Who needs a bus when you've got a trusty Jeep and some determination? In true resourcefulness style, this overloaded ride is a masterpiece of teamwork and optimism. Forget seatbelts. The real skill here is finding a spot to cling on to. It's chaotic, it's wild, but hey, it's India. Need a lift? Just hold tight and pray. Why use trucks when you've got a horse and sheer determination? This overloaded cart is piled so high it could rival a skyscraper, with passengers casually perched on top. The horse? Unfazed, it trots along like a true professional. It's not just transportation, it's an urban legend in motion. The question is, how does it not topple over? Only this fearless team knows the secret. In Afghanistan, overloaded jingle trucks are more than transport, they're lifelines. Piled high with goods like tires and sacks, they seem to defy physics on rugged mountain roads. Vibrant hand-painted designs turn each truck into a moving artwork, reflecting pride and tradition. Skilled drivers navigate treacherous terrain daily, balancing massive loads with precision. These trucks are a testament to Afghan resilience and resourcefulness. In sub-Saharan Africa, trains like this are more than transport. They're vital connections for people and goods. With passengers clinging to roofs and sides, these scenes highlight the overwhelming demand for affordable travel. It's a risky journey, but for many, it's the only option. Smiles and waves from the roof tell a story of resilience, community, and the daily struggle to move forward, no matter the odds. This is the reality of Indian train travel. Every inch of space, from the floor to the luggage racks, becomes a seat. Passengers sit, stand, or squeeze wherever they can, enduring hours of cramped conditions. Yet, there's a quiet resilience in their faces. A daily battle for a spot on the lifeline of the nation. In Vietnam, motorbikes are the ultimate workhorses, carrying everything imaginable, including enormous loads like these coils of tubing. This driver expertly maneuvers through bustling streets, balancing a precarious mountain of cargo. It's a daring feat of skill and ingenuity, proving that no load is too big for Vietnam's two-wheeled wonders. From oversized styrofoam boxes to towering stacks of goods, Vietnam's motorbikes are the ultimate multitaskers. This rider, balancing a mountain of lightweight yet bulky packages, epitomizes the daily hustle on the country's bustling streets. Here, no cargo is too unconventional to transport. Carrying massive steel hoops, this motorbike defies logic. Strapped carefully yet precariously, the load turns the humble bike into a towering spectacle. Vietnam's streets may be narrow, but the determination to move such oversized cargo is boundless, and so are the solutions. The streets come alive with splashes of color as a rider transports giant rolls of vibrant plastic tubing. With every twist and turn, the motorbike feels like a mobile art installation, proving that even in the chaos, there's room for creativity and practicality. As night falls, a motorbike adorned with a cascade of balloons takes center stage. It's not just cargo, it's a show on wheels. This rider's journey reflects the resilience and ingenuity found across Vietnam, where every trip is both a challenge and a celebration of human adaptability. On this stretch of road, two overloaded vehicles steal the show. A car and a truck, each carrying passengers perched on roofs and clinging to sides, make for a daring combination. It's a scene of shared ingenuity. Every inch of space is used. This iconic image captures the sheer intensity of train travel in Bangladesh. Passengers cling to every available surface, roofs, sides, and even the front of the engine. For many, it's the only way to commute during festivals and holidays. It's chaotic, yet it symbolizes unity and determination in every journey. This motorbike takes cargo hauling to the extreme, stacked with an almost comical amount of styrofoam boxes. The rider is barely visible beneath the towering load, making it a balancing act worthy of applause, or concern. It's not flashy, but it gets the job done no matter how precarious it looks. This Thai pickup redefines max capacity, with stacks of colorful crates piled impossibly high. Secured with ropes and sheer optimism, it's a rolling tower of cargo. The lone spare tire hanging on adds a touch of comedy, and maybe a bit of hope. It's a feat of daring ingenuity, but let's hope the road ahead is smooth. This motorbike carries an unbelievable load of woven baskets, almost entirely hiding the vehicle underneath. As it teeters down the road, it's clear that the only thing holding it all together is experience and a bit of luck. It's a scene of determination, common on African roads, where necessity meets innovation. Just down the same road, another overloaded vehicle takes on a new challenge. Tons of bananas stacked on every inch of its small car frame. It's a precarious load that looks ready to burst, but somehow stays intact. The contrast between the two vehicles highlights the creativity in using whatever's available to transport goods. Not far behind, a van covered with colorful grass huts and passengers on top takes the concept of a mobile home to the next level. It's a festival on wheels, blending practicality and cultural significance. Together, these vehicles paint a vivid picture of life on African roads, resourceful, vibrant, and unstoppable. This van seems determined to defy the laws of physics. With mattresses, buckets, and even a spare wheel strapped to every available surface, it's a rolling inventory of someone's life. Despite the chaotic arrangement, it all somehow holds together, proving that with enough rope and creativity, anything is possible. Nestled in a rural landscape, this car seems to redefine overloading. It carries a staggering stack of firewood, towering precariously over its brightly painted body. The dedication to transporting essential fuel for cooking and warmth speaks volumes about resilience, even if safety takes a back seat. This tricycle isn't just a mode of transport, it's a mobile party. Packed with joyous children waving and cheering, the rider seems unfazed by the sheer number of passengers. This image encapsulates the vibrancy and community spirit of daily life, where limitations are merely challenges to overcome. Piled high with sacks nearly bursting at the seams, this old sedan transforms into a modern-day packhorse. On dusty roads dotted with grazing sheep, this scene captures a relentless determination to move forward, even when the vehicle itself seems on the verge of collapse. Crammed with everything from bananas to grain sacks, this truck braves bustling market streets with a mountain of goods, and a few passengers perched on top for good measure. It's a vivid portrait of local ingenuity and the sheer grit it takes to make commerce thrive, no matter the constraints. In the bustling streets of West Africa, vehicles are often redefined as mobile lumberyards. One pickup truck, bravely teetering under an impressive tower of firewood, seemed to be on a mission to supply every stove in the neighborhood. With physics on the brink of rebellion, one wonders if the driver took a side job as a wood sculptor. Perhaps there's an untapped Guinness record for most precariously loaded truck. Meanwhile, in a rural market, a humble Peugeot stood proudly, not as a car, but as a sugarcane fortress. The driver perched confidently on his new throne of harvest, probably considering a part-time gig as a lookout. With locals gathering around, it's clear that this setup doubles as a vehicle and a community conversation starter. And then, there's the banana cyclist. Armed with determination and a bike that defies all structural expectations, this hero of the dirt roads navigates with bundles of green bananas larger than the bike itself. With such ingenuity, who needs a delivery van? Let's just hope he's not expected to make sharp turns. This image highlights the determination of African workers. A trio pushes a cart stacked high with colorful mattresses, showcasing teamwork and strength. The vibrant colors reflect the energy of the market, while their effort embodies resilience. Despite the towering load, the men work together seamlessly. Their unity turns a daunting task into a display of persistence and collaboration, capturing the spirit of hard work. This photo captures the sheer magnitude of transport ingenuity in rural Africa. A massive truck, heavily laden with a towering tarp-covered load, cruises along an arid road. Two passengers sit nonchalantly on top, seemingly unfazed by the precarious setup. The image underscores a mix of bold resourcefulness and risk-taking. It's a common scene on African highways where practicality often overrides safety concerns. This image encapsulates the essence of resilience and practicality. A woman on a motorbike carries an impressive load of firewood, an everyday task turned into a display of sheer determination. The juxtaposition of modern transportation with traditional labor is striking, showcasing a world where necessity drives innovation. Imagine a gathering so massive it can be seen from space, a place where faith and sheer human density collide. Welcome to the Kumbh Mela, a Hindu festival held every 12 years at 4 sacred riverside cities in India. It's not just a religious event, it's a logistical marvel and a feat of human endurance. During the 2013 festival in Allahabad, over 30 million people gathered in a single day. Yes, you heard that right. More than the entire population of Australia crammed into one sprawling, chaotic space. The energy is electric. Devotees wade into the holy Ganges to cleanse their sins, saffron-clad sadhus lead processions, and pilgrims jostle for every inch of space. Makeshift tents become neighborhoods and food stalls form streets, but overcrowding brings risks too. In 1954, a stampede killed hundreds. Still, the Mela remains a testament to humanity's drive to unite under a shared belief, no matter the challenges. It's mesmerizing, chaotic, and absolutely unforgettable. If there's ever been an event that redefined crowded, it's Woodstock. In August 1969, a small dairy farm in Bethel, New York, became the epicenter of counterculture and chaos. Organizers expected 50,000 attendees, but as the festival unfolded, over 400,000 music lovers swarmed the site. Imagine traffic backed up for 20 miles, makeshift camping grounds stretching into the horizon, and people spilling out of every conceivable corner. Attendees braved the heat, rain, and famously muddy fields to witness acts like Jimi Hendrix and Janis Joplin, in an atmosphere thick with peace, love, and music. Supplies ran out, sanitation became a joke, and yet, there was an unspoken unity among the masses. The spirit of togetherness outweighed the discomfort. This wasn't just a concert, it was a movement that echoed the dreams of a generation. But as we leave the 60s behind, let's trade those muddy fields for a glittering New Year's Eve spectacle in the heart of Manhattan. Fast forward to the cold, glowing streets of Times Square on December 31st. Every year, about 1 million people pack into this iconic spot to watch the ball drop. Think about it. Shoulder-to-shoulder crowds filling the streets with no personal space in sight, braving freezing temperatures for hours, sometimes over 12, just for that magical moment of countdown euphoria. The energy is palpable, a sea of party hats, confetti, and light-up glasses, all under the glittering kaleidoscope of digital billboards. You can hear 1,000 languages being spoken, as tourists from every corner of the globe join locals to ring in the new year. Sure, finding a bathroom is impossible, and the smell of hot dogs mixes oddly with the frigid air, but no one seems to care. It's one of the most intense gatherings on Earth, and while this kind of density can feel overwhelming, it pales in comparison to the daily controlled chaos of Tokyo's Shibuya crossing. Welcome to the busiest pedestrian intersection in the world, where order somehow thrives within chaos. Shibuya Crossing is not just a crosswalk, it's a marvel of human coordination. Every day, up to 3,000 people surge into the intersection during a single light change. Imagine streams of people flowing from every direction, weaving seamlessly through one another without collisions. It's like a living, breathing work of art, set against the neon jungle of Tokyo's skyline. The energy here is unmatched. Office workers power walk to meetings, tourists pause mid-intersection for the perfect selfie, and the air buzzes with the sound of chatter, car horns, and jingles from nearby stores. Despite the overwhelming foot traffic, there's an unspoken rhythm that keeps it all moving. It's a place where humanity's adaptability shines. In December 2004, Bangladesh set out to achieve something remarkable. A human chain so massive it would stretch across the country and into the Guinness World Records. And they did just that. Imagine this. More than 5 million people joined hands, forming a continuous line that spanned 620 miles from Teknaf in the south to Tentulia in the north. The participants represented a unified voice, a statement against corruption, but the sheer logistics of assembling this many people on a single day were staggering. Roads were lined with villagers, students, activists, and professionals, all dressed in vibrant colors and holding hands under the winter sun. It wasn't just a gathering, it was a living, breathing chain of human willpower and determination. Helicopters buzzed overhead to capture aerial views, revealing an unbroken ribbon of humanity that snaked through cities, farmland, and open highways. And yet, even in this immense gathering, there was a shared purpose that transcended the chaos. The record-breaking event wasn't just a political statement, it was proof of how people, when united, can create something utterly awe-inspiring. Dharavi, nestled in the heart of Mumbai, is not just a slum, it's a pulsating microcosm of life, energy, and struggle. Spanning just over 0.8 square miles, this teeming labyrinth is home to over 1 million people, making it one of the most densely populated areas in the world. That's roughly 700,000 people packed into a space smaller than Central Park in New York City. Narrow lanes snake through the settlement, flanked by makeshift homes stacked precariously atop one another, forming an unending maze of tin roofs, tarpaulin sheets, and wooden planks. Yet within this chaos lies a surprising order. Small-scale industries churn out pottery, leather goods, textiles, and even recycling services, contributing millions to the city's economy. The human density here is staggering. Entire families live in cramped spaces smaller than most closets, with little more than a thin partition separating one household from the next. The air buzzes with a cacophony of sounds, children shouting, machinery humming, and street vendors bargaining. Despite the unimaginable overcrowding, there's a resilience and sense of community that holds Dharavi together. Strangers lend a hand, neighbors share food, and amidst the dire living conditions, life somehow thrives. Dharavi serves as both a sobering reminder of the housing crisis in urban centers and a testament to human adaptability. By the way, Dharavi is among the most densely packed places on Earth, but it's just the beginning. Imagine cities and districts where the sheer crush of humanity defies imagination. From astonishingly cramped capitals to urban jungles bursting at the seams, stay tuned and prepare to dive into the most overcrowded corners of the world. Welcome to Manila, a city that takes the concept of crowded to a whole new level. With over 1.85 million people packed into just 16.56 square miles, its population density soars to an almost unimaginable 111,000 people per square mile. To put that in perspective, it's like squeezing the entire population of Atlanta into an area smaller than your neighborhood park. The streets of Manila are an unending stream of life. Jeepneys overflowing with passengers, vendors cramming every corner with their wares, and children playing basketball in the few open patches of land they can find. Even the tiniest alleyways are transformed into bustling micro-communities, with people cooking, eating, and living within inches of each other. Despite this overwhelming density, there's a vibrancy that Manila wears proudly. From the neon-lit karaoke joints to the markets where the aroma of sizzling street food mingles with the chatter of traders, the city is alive in every sense of the word. Yet there's also a sobering side. Overcrowding brings challenges like housing shortages, traffic gridlocks, and a constant battle for resources. Families often live stacked on top of one another in shanties, making every square foot a lifeline. If Manila is crowded, Mumbai takes things to another level. Often called Maximum City, Mumbai is a melting pot of dreams, opportunities, and an ocean of humanity. With over 20 million people packed into an area of 233 square miles, the density here can reach up to 73,000 people per square mile in some neighborhoods. In districts like Baikula and Parel, sidewalks double as makeshift homes. while local trains, designed to carry 1,700 people, often swell to over 4,000 passengers during rush hour. It's a daily dance of squeezing, pushing, and somehow finding space to breathe in the chaos. Yet, Mumbai thrives on its relentless energy. From Bollywood film studios to the financial hub of Dalal Street, the city is the beating heart of India's economy and culture. It's also a tale of contrasts. Towering luxury apartments share borders with sprawling slums like Dharavi, where the streets buzz with entrepreneurial spirit despite the cramped living conditions. Mumbai is both overwhelming and inspiring. A city where space is scarce, but dreams seem infinite. From Mumbai's vastness to the labyrinthine lanes of Indian Chandni Chowk, the shift feels almost cinematic. Nestled in Old Delhi, Chandni Chowk isn't just a market, it's a sensory overload. A mere 1.5 square miles houses an astonishing number of vendors, shoppers, and residents, creating an ever-buzzing hive of humanity. This historic hub was once a grand Mughal boulevard. Today, it's a maze where rickshaws squeeze through gaps barely wide enough, and traders shout over the din of traffic and bartering. Every corner here feels alive. The aroma of freshly fried parathas and jalebis mingles with the scent of incense wafting from centuries-old temples. Chandni Chowk isn't just crowded, it's a feast for the senses. But the density brings challenges, from choking traffic to a constant jostle for space. Yet the charm is undeniable. It's a place where time seems to stand still, holding onto its historic essence even as modern Delhi rushes past it. That's about it. Write in the comments which overcrowded place seemed the most unusual to you. For more useful information, watch other videos.